Good afternoon, it's Dr. Denney over at Four Paws Fulshear Veterinary Clinic. Today, Maddie and I are going to be chatting a little bit about preventative care to help keep your dog healthy and live its best life.
Dr. Denney, what is considered preventative care for dogs?
So preventative care and preventative medicine is basically kind of like how you brush your teeth twice a day to prevent cavities. The same concept. You know, if we do these things to maintain their health early, then it's less problems that they have later on.
What recommendations will my veterinarian make when it comes to my dog's preventative care plan?
So, feeding is important. Nutrition is going to be important. So you want to feed a well-balanced diet. You want to look for the AFCO statement. It's a little triangle on the side of most dog foods. I have kind of 5 brands that I recommend. This is by no means an exhaustive list. There's thousands of brands of food that I'm sure are just fine. But Royal Canin, Hill Science Diet, Purina Pro Plan, Eukanuba, Iams. Those are all like over-the-counter grocery store brands, and they're well-balanced and they're healthy. Making sure that your dog has water, access to water at all times. Making sure if they're outside, you have shade, a fan, a pool, something to keep them cool. Taking them for walks so they have enrichment, so they're stimulated. If you were to stick a human child in a room and leave for hours of the day, what's going to happen? Besides the fact that they're probably going to go to the bathroom themselves, they're going to get bored. So dogs really do need a lot of enrichment. Making sure you keep up with their vaccinations so they don't get preventable diseases. Preventing heartworms by giving heartworm prevention. Keeping them on flea and tick prevention to make sure we don't get flea bite anemia or tick-borne diseases. So the list is, fairly exhaustive, but it's just, it's all about making sure that your dog's healthy. Just like you would wash your face every day so you don't wake up with pimples in the mornings. It's preventative care.
Why should I keep my dog on a leash when in public?
So I think this is a great question because while your dog may be very well trained, so my husband has hunting dogs, and it drives me crazy that they're off lead when he's out on training, when they're walking out, but they are also at a heel and there's nobody else around. And him and I kind of go back and forth on this. I would love to have them on a leash, except for when they're actively going out to train and go fetch a bird or whatever. But the reason why it's so important, and the reason him and I get in these discussions, is that we can control what our dog does because they're trained. I mean, you say heel, sit, they're there. I can't control what other people's dogs are doing. We don't know what their levels of training are. So if you're walking around the block and you have a little Yorkie and your little Yorkie's having the, living her best life, running in the grass, sniffing all the things, and we have a bigger dog that comes around the corner that's not on a lead and is, right there, what's to stop them from nipping at your dog? And even a nip from a large breed dog to a tiny Yorkie could do a lot of damage. So leash laws are there for a reason. They're there to not only protect the people, because people will get involved. I don't know about you, but I would walk through fire for my animals. My house is on fire. Better give me a fire suit because I'm going in there to go get them. So most people will get bit if they try to get in between a dog that's attacking their dog. So leash laws are there for a reason.
What pesticides are harmful to my dog?
So any pesticides that are going to be in high amounts, so if you're getting your house sprayed, at ant bait, you want to make sure if you're putting ant bait out that they're not actively ingesting it. Moth treatments, weed killer, if they're eating the weeds is bad. Rat poison, clearly. So this one we're going to use a little bit of common sense. Anything that you're not going to actively want to eat, we probably shouldn't have our dog eat either.
What are the most common dog health conditions that can be prevented with a good wellness plan?
Flea infestation, tick infestation, very easily with flea and tick prevention once a month. We recommend NexGard and Brevecto. Heartworm prevention is preventing heartworm disease, so it's super easy. Grooming, making sure that your dog isn't getting, we have a long-haired coat dog, we need grooming, we need to be brushed, we need to make sure we're not getting mats. Mats can actually be really painful, so if you are a female, or if you have long hair and you're watching this video, if you have your hair up really tie up in a bun or a ponytail or whatever, and it's tight, by the end of the day, when you take your hair down, your head's sore. Why? Because everything's pulling. I'm gonna give myself a little facelift. But with dogs, it's the same thing, and cats. That matting is pulling, and it hurts the skin and causes sensitivities, and in really severe cases can actually cut off blood flow and create skin infections. So grooming's super important. Keeping your dog's nails trimmed. Overgrown nails can cause a problem. When the foot hits the ground, it should hit flat. In overgrown nails, their feet start. It's kind of like if you put on a pair of shoes that's too small. Imagine walking around all day with that. Your foot would hurt. The nails can also grow into the paw pads. So things like this are going to help you keep your dog happy and healthy. Okay, thanks.